Hello friends, welcome to GK Sports India YouTube channel, and this is your favorite The Kumbi Jiku Show, previewing the second ODI between India and Australia to be played in Adelaide on Thursday. So post Diwali, hopefully India gets back to winning ways, as both the men and women on the day of Diwali did not give the desired result to the Indian cricket fans, losing both their respective matches in Perth and in Indore. So to discuss what's in store ahead in Adelaide on Thursday, none other than cricketer-turned-umpire and your favorite expert on this channel, K. Srinath. Welcome, Sri. How was Diwali, post-Diwali? How has it been?
Thanks, Zico. Thank you very much. Diwali was fine, though not per se in terms of the results coming in from the Indian side. Yeah, all good. Looking forward to again a do-or-die game for India. India levels this game. I think they are back in the saddle, and the final game at Sydney becomes a decider. Else, if India is going to lose this game, I think the last one becomes of no consequence. Yes, all important game again. Like the women playing New Zealand in an all-important virtual knockout game in Levi Patel in Mumbai. So does India do to stay alive in the three-match series at Adelaide?
Right. So I saw a post posted by the Cricket Australia on Twitter saying it's a sellout match, but you think the rain is a factor, because we saw rain play a big role in the first match, and still the spectators sat through the entire match, and there was something for them to take home. How do you look at this upcoming match, because there is some threat of rain in Adelaide also?
With whatever little bit information I've got, from the newspapers, it says that rain forecast, rain is looming large around Adelaide, and the pitch has been under covers for a long, long time. Obviously, all the three games have been sold out. That shows the sort of rivalry that exists between India and Australia. It's second to none, and people throng the stadiums to watch these two teams turn out. Yes, weather is going to be a very important, factor, because what happened in Perth was especially comeback of Rohit and Virat. Of course, Rohit got out, and then we had the stop again, came back, then Virat. It becomes difficult, for batters to adjust once there's a stop-start sort of scenario. It is going to be tough for both the teams to adapt to that. So henceforth, the toss will become a very, very important factor. Mind you, having known Adelaide, it's one of those real good batting tracks that you get in Australia, where you can hit through the line. And the side boundaries are typically very small, and the longer boundaries are pretty big. So if rain stays away from here on, we can expect a high-scoring game. Otherwise, with whatever news we have gotten, if it's going to be start-stop, I think toss will become a very, very important factor in this game.
And you just mentioned about Rohit and Virat not getting among runs in the first match. We are in Adelaide, and it's it's perhaps the most favorite ground for Virat Kohli, who has scored hundreds there, just like he has been playing on his backyard. That how much confidence will that give him, even though he has achieved so much in international cricket, and he is back to playing after a long gap? How much will that give him the confidence that he is in his favorite ground and runs are just around the corner?
Well, always for any cricketer, when he steps onto a particular ground, that feel-good factor always is there. And as you mentioned, Virat's made a lot of runs in Australia, and Adelaide has been one of his favorite hunting grounds. And yes, he's been away from top-flight cricket for quite some time. So post-IPL, this has been his biggest series that's come up, because he was not a part of the Test match squad that went to England. So tough to be away from the game. So however much you work on your fitness, you have simulations, you have net sessions, playing against the best in the business. I always say game time is the most important thing, that happens in a cricket match. So yes, these things will certainly come to the mind of Virat when he steps on the turf in Adelaide Oval. And we all hope, with what he's achieved in international cricket, he repeats the same which he's done previously against Australia. But having mentioned that, it's not going to be easy because being away from top flight cricket for such a long time, and you have chosen only one format to play, and you're out there just coming to play three ODIs, and you got a blob in the first game, and you're walking into the next game. You are professional, you're mentally pretty strong, but at the end of the day, what matters most is runs under the belt. So yes, Adelaide Oval and Virat Kohli, the love affair, hope it continues, and we can see some big runs from the blade of Virat Kohli, which also would not only boost his confidence but boost the morale of the side as well.
And yes, like in as much as he would like to sign off at the Adelaide with a big 100, Rohit Sharma's record at Adelaide has not been quite good. But this is perhaps the right time for him to also make a mark and post not just his first 50 at this ground, but also a big 100, which he is capable of. A scorer of 3 double hundreds in ODIs when none even thought of scoring that many runs. Rohit Sharma, what should he be doing?
I mean, see the sort of numbers that are stacked up against Rohit Sharma and what is achieved in white ball cricket. His rise to this sort of legacy now is holding on to has only been through white ball cricket and that too in ODI cricket. His record speaks volumes about what he's achieved. I don't think there's anything left for Rohit Sharma to prove to the world saying what he needs to do. It's all about his hunger, his appetite for runs, the sort of zest he's got inside, the fire in the belly to, prolong his career, maybe to make himself available 2 years down the line, because India is going to play very few ODIs running into the World Cup in 2027. That's been the talk that's been going around for a long, long time now. So, what does he need to do? Nobody better than Rohit Sharma knows that. And when he's on song, I think it's poetry in motion. So one of those very rare cricketers where you see who can bludgeon the ball but still do it with grace. Normally, you don't associate power and grace going together. Very few cricketers, that too right-handers in world cricket, that come to my mind immediately are the likes of somebody like a Mark Waugh or who could really hit the ball a long way with power and with that grace. And next is in the modern day era, it's Rohit Sharma. He can pack a punch in his shots and also salvage the pride with that sort of grace that goes with it. Yes, these two certainly, they are the fulcrum of the Indian batting unit. But there's no point in discussing only the two players because you've got a lot of other guys who are as good as them in this unit. So we all hope that, could be maybe one of those last tours these guys are making to Australia. You never know. So if that is it, swan song. So I think both of them, especially Virat, it's his backyard, as you mentioned, and Rohit, time for him to come good in Adelaide. That could be the only point he would like to prove. And we all hope that both of them come good on a good batting deck in Adelaide.
Yes, you just mentioned about Rohit and him by being poetry in motion when he gets going. Even KL Rahul, for that matter, when he gets going, there can't be any better sight to watch than KL Rahul. But KL Rahul coming at number 6 behind Akshar Patel in the previous game. What did you think of that move? And he is too good a player to be coming that late in the Indian innings in ODIs. Your thoughts on that?
Look, this combination of left right always, you can work around that, in the T20 game because India has got enough left-handers to work around with. They've got at the top, they've got Abhishek Sharma, followed by Tilak Verma. They've got Akshar Patel, Rinku Singh, Shivam Dubey. They can work around with that. Whereas when India in this playing 11, they had only one top order batter, or rather all-rounder in Akshar Patel. I mean, it's quite bewildering because KL bats at the top of the order in India for India in the Test matches. This is an opening batter. I mean, why would you have a top quality batter who's done so well in ODI cricket bat at number 6 below Akshar Patel? So some of these decisions, that are taken, whether it's driven by the coach or what sort of say the captain has, I just don't understand this. I mean, you can't have KL Rahul batting after Akshar Patel unless there is a specific game plan where you've got such quality spinners who are going to bowl into you. For example, and whom were you looking at? So Kunaman. I mean, Kunaman is a bowler whom KL Rahul has played in his backyard for donkey's years. So this is something that's not on. I think India needs to sort this out very quickly. These floaters will exist. They will be there in your T20 format because the game is the shortest one. 300 ball game is a pretty long game. I mean, you can't have KL Rahul batting below Akshar Patel. That certainly is not on. I hope India correct that, because they had Washington Sundar again. who's technically more adept than Akshar Patel. So in case the pitch was doing so much, you had needed somebody to go up there and work the ball around. No better cricketer than KL Rahul for you. He's been to Australia on three tours before this, played Test match cricket there. So I think these are certain things India needs to look at correcting moving forward in the game against Adelaide. Hopefully we get a full 50 over a side game.
And also bewildering is the fact that India, despite having Kuldeep Yadav in their ranks, is not getting to play, and this is something which is very difficult to even understand. What's the team management thinking on this? Will he get to play in Adelaide?
That's a question you need to ask only the captain and the coach there. On every show I come, I'm so vocal. I've been saying this for the last 3.5 months. You pick Kuldeep in the 15 to Australia to play 3 ODIs. He should be a frontline spinner. Now, as I say, I highly doubt whether he'll get to play, and he will be in the playing level in Sydney, because it's just a myth saying that Sydney always assisted spinners. Now you look at the boundary dimensions in Australia; those grounds are big, and who else do you need? Somebody who's a wrist spinner who can bring that sort of mystery into the game. And both your spinners who are playing now are all rounders, Akshar Patel and Washington Sundar. Can they get you those wickets in the middle overs? Why India did well in T20 recently in the Asia Cup was in the middle overs, though it's a short game, post the power play between over number 7 and 13-14. Why were India doing well was because Varun Chakravarti and Kuldeep Yadav not only upright the breaks along with Akshar Patel, they were able to pick wickets on a regular basis. See, that's what you need in a game. Because as I always say, it's a formula and template game is what is 50 over cricket. You're not going to pick wickets in the first 10, 11 to 40 when you just have four fielders outside the ring. They're just going to milk singles at will and get those boundaries. So it's very, very important. I don't know whom they're going to look at leaving them out, because obviously Akshar, they have him in the scheme of things. If they want to give Washington Sundar a run, I don't know how much Nitish Kumar is going to bowl. You already are playing three seamers. So why do you need another bowler who's going to come and bowl seamer? So if India, can just do away with the option of not playing an extra all-rounder, already they have three, because you still bat deep because you have Washi and Akshar Patel. So I think Kuldeep should be, making it into the playing 11. Also, I feel somewhere Siraj has played quite a bit of cricket. If you are having him on the radar for the 2027 World Cup, please have him. You picked an youngster in Harshit Rana, who's also capable, with the bat, he can hit the long ball. So why don't you give him a run in the next two games? As to where he figures out, right? Because there's so much always spoken about his potential. He's picked in the side, but never gets to play. So I think somewhere these are a couple of areas where the management needs to look at into things very seriously. One is the place of Kuldeep Yadav and how they are going to potentially make use of Harshit Rana.
Right, and when it comes to this workload management, it's just Jasprit Bumrah who's been given the break, and it has to be the same case with Mohammad Siraj, isn't it? It's not that he's bowled any less overs or fewer overs than Bumrah. In fact, this year he has bowled the maximum, be it in Australia, be it in England, and in the matches in between. So perhaps, like you said, Mohammad Siraj also needs that kind of a break and be managed better. And of course, the Indian team is probably working along those lines. But yes, it's a fair call. Why not give Harshit Rana a chance and rest Mohammad Siraj? Australia, with the kind of victory which was expected from their side, their tails must be up and they must be fathoming this series victory in Adelaide itself and not take it to the final ODI in Sydney. Isn't it?
Obviously, they would be supremely confident coming into this game. I didn't expect them to, so easily win against India, because again, a very inexperienced side, barring a Mitch Marsh and a Travis Head at the top. The rest of their top order is pretty inexperienced. Matt Renshaw, Josh Philippe, all basically guys who can do that bit with the bat. The bowling department is what which looked really strong, especially their fast bowling attack. They had the tested duo of Mitchell Starc and Hazelwood, who would trouble any top order batter across the world. Of course, I think it was Nathan Ellis who came in as a third seamer. So I don't think this Australian bowling attack looks that big to trouble Indian batters to that extent. If they can ward off the new ball attack of Starc and Hazelwood, I think the batters can feast on the rest of the bowling attack. But having said that, again, it's up to the weather. If weather holds good and it's true, I think we can certainly look at a high-scoring game. Having said that, Australia would like to close it on in this game, but certainly it's not going to be easy for them. And mind you, India is going to come back very strong. And if both of their top batters in the wake of Kohli and Rohit Sharma can fire, with some contribution from the likes of Shubman Gill, Shreyas Iyer, who's due for big runs, KL Rahul, Akshar Patel. India bats big and bat deep, and they have a terrific bowling attack. So it's going to be a very, very evenly contested game. Not easy for Australia. Still, I would say India are firm favourites. Mind you, going in with the history of the surface at Adelaide Oval. Fingers crossed, only per se with terms to the weather.
Yes, on that note, hopefully the weather stays good, rain stays away, and India put up a better show and win this to take the series into the decider in Sydney. On that note, thank you very much, Ray, and thank you so for your wonderful thoughts. And see you at the other side of the match in Adelaide. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jiku. Bye.
Bye.